Shopify grows your business no matter how far or big you grow. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Whether you're selling your fans' next favorite shirt or an exclusive piece of podcast merch, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in.
Hey y'all, Darius Rucker here. A lot of people ask me, what inspires your music? And one of the big things is a strong sense of place. That's why I love my home state of South Carolina and want to share the awesome things it has to offer. From the beautiful mountains down to the sunny coast, it's got it all. Not to mention two of my personal favorites, great golf and amazing food. Come see why I love this place. Visit discoversouthcarolina.com.
Welcome to Having It All. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I bring you conversations and insights that explore the question, what does having it all mean to you? My goal is to leave you with stories you can relate to and messages you can take action on so that you can create an abundant, loving life. I am so excited that you're here to hang out with me today. Now, let's jump right into this episode. Today's show is going to be a little different than normal. Typically, I interview different people, and that's been the format of the show up until this point. However, I found that, especially after going back and listening to all my episodes, because that's something that I do, I will go through and listen to each episode. I kind of liken it to a basketball player going back and watching film, watching themselves on film. So after I've done that with all the episodes I've published so far, I just realized that I have some information, some insights, some experiences, wisdom that I also want to share. And so what I'm going to start doing now is publishing a monologue episode or an episode where it's just me talking. So on this episode right now, there will be no guest interview. I'm not going to have anybody else on here. It's just going to be me. And in fact, this was the format of my previous podcast, the one that was all marketing based. It was pretty much a monologue show, but yeah, I'm gonna be bringing that into Having It All. So you can expect to hear or see one monologue episode every week. So you'll still get your interviews. Don't worry, the interviews will still be there because I find them fascinating. I think talking to people and really getting into their head and understanding how they see the world just gives us so many rich new perspectives and ideas and beliefs. So the interviews are not going anywhere, but I will be adding some riffs, some monologues. So today, I came up with a list of topics I wanted to talk about, but I kept coming back to this one because I think it applies to the idea of having it all, and it's something that I've talked about or brought up in most of my conversations, my interviews so far. And it's this idea of success. What is success, really? I want to explore that. I want to explore what success is, what success looks like, and I want to introduce a concept to you of big success and little success. So I think success is one of those things that's very subjective. The way that I define success is probably different than the way that you define success. The way that our society defines success is, another is different in and of itself as well. So it's this concept that, we use the word success all the time. My goal is to be successful. I want to have a successful business, a successful marriage. But how often do you go beyond using the word and actually think about what success means to you? I think that if you've ever spent time with a coach, a business coach, personal development coach, or whatever, coach of any type, they will probably have you think about success and define success for yourself. If you haven't gone through that exercise, then in this conversation, you are probably going to be thinking about what success means, and hopefully I'm going to give you some nuggets, some things to chew on so that you can start to define what success means to you. So I want to talk about the big success and the little success, also known as big S and little s. So in the most simple way, here's how I define small success. Small success, little success, small s, little s, all the same thing. A large bank account, cars in the garage, a paid off home, titles behind your name, degrees, college degrees, master's degrees, advanced degrees, accolades, people giving you rewards and showering you with praise. That's the small success. That's the small s. And, I think a lot of people make that the goal of the things that they're playing for in the different areas in their life. Yet I want to introduce this idea that if that's all we are playing for, what can happen is you achieve those things and you're left feeling hollow. I'll dive into that a little bit more in a minute. But so if all of that is the small success, then what's the big success? What's the big S? Well, the big S is how are you experiencing the entire journey? And who are you becoming along the way? So as you pursue your career, as you go for your dream job, as you try to get those extra zeros in your bank account, who are you becoming along that process? Because it is going to be a process, and there's going to be some growth, some evolution, some changes happening. When you achieve those things, are you happy and are you satisfied with who you have become? And that's the key distinction between the big S and the small s. And that's what I want to bring to light today, because having it all, for me and for a lot of the people listening, just through the feedback I've received, having it all is really about that big S, that big success, the big self, who you are becoming along the way and how you are experiencing everything. So if that's what we're playing for in life, if we are playing for a powerful, peaceful, joyous, abundant, loving experience of life, then no matter what happens in life, whatever path we go down, whatever thing we're going after, we can say that we feel successful in it. So a friend of mine, she's shared a couple of examples with myself and a group that I'm a part of. She shared these examples of people who have had the small success and have taken their lives. And I think that we can, most of us can think back and can probably find examples of people who have achieved those things that I listed out in the small success. They've achieved that job. They got the promotion. They landed the job with the big company, and now they've got the 6-figure bank account. They've purchased their second, third, fourth home. They've gotten their third master's degree, or now you can call them a doctor. Yet when you're around them, just simply through who they're being, their conversation, their energy, there's something missing. It's not it. They aren't complete. There's that feeling of being hollow, that feeling of being unfulfilled, a feeling of sadness, even a feeling of depression at times. And my belief is that it's because they were chasing the small success at the expense or at the cost of the big success. So they achieved that small success, whatever it was that they were going after, they got it. But they aren't happy with, they aren't at peace with who they became in the process. So if you liken, let's just say it's a degree that you're going after, or a certification. That's a mountain. You're climbing that mountain. You're making sacrifices along the way. You're choosing. That's all sacrifices are. You're choosing this over that. So they're making choices along the way, and they're climbing that mountain, and they get to the top, and they go over the other side. That's what happens so many times. And from the people that I've interviewed on this podcast and the conversations I've had offline, I just hear examples of that again and again and again, of people who go after that small success, and when they achieve it, they're left thinking, well, what now? I was expecting to feel something different. I was expecting to feel complete, to feel happy. Just something as simple as feeling happy. And now I think there's a difference between happiness and joy. I think happiness is a temporary state that we can go in and out of. Joy is more lasting. Joy is more stable. So when people experience that small S, they're just, I thought I would feel happy, or I thought I would feel joyful, but I don't. And so this is the idea that I just want to plant in your minds today in this conversation that we're having, because we are having a conversation. I'm speaking to you. I'm getting through your ears right into your brain, and there's a conversation going on in your head as you're hearing my words. So I wanted to just leave you with this idea of the big S and the small s, and ask you to just evaluate for yourself what it is that you're going after. Are you focused on the small success, or are you focused on the big success? And if you are focused on the small success, that's fine. That's totally fine. There's nothing, that's a choice. There's no judgment or anything like that. What I do want you to then think about is, are you going after the small success at the cost of the big success? Are you chasing that thing, that job, that bank account, that income figure? Are you chasing that thing at the expense of who you are becoming, or who you will become as a result? And now, I'm not advocating that we forego all the small success items and only focus on the big success. I'm not personally about that. I don't aspire to be the person who sits in lotus position on the top of the mountain and in meditation for my rest of my life. That doesn't sound like fun to me. I want to experience those things I listed in the small success. I want the 3-car garage that's full of awesome cars. I even have my cars picked out in my mind. I want to experience the abundance in different areas of my life. In fact, I'm sitting right now in my home studio, and in front of me is a window. I'm looking at trees, and right to the left of my window is my revenue goal. So I've developed, along with my wife, a revenue goal, income that we want to be bringing into our household every month. And it's broken down into 4 different categories: wealth, lifestyle, expenses, and taxes. And I have, numbers, figures right there. And so that's part of the small success that I'm playing for. However, I'm very clear that I will not sacrifice my bigger self for that. And because I understand that, because I have put my personal joy and peace and happiness above that revenue goal, it means that when I do hit that revenue goal, I know I will be at a peaceful place. I know I'll be at a joyous place, and I'll be able to experience that financial abundance fully. Because I won't reach that goal and think to myself, well, what next? I thought I was going to be the man, or I thought I was going to be the woman when I hit that goal, and everybody was going to like me more, whatever it is. That's what happens when we go after the small success at the expense of the big success. So I just want you to meditate on this idea. Think about what the small successes are in your life, those things that you're playing for. And then really think about what the big success means to you, personally to you, so that you can own it. Think about who you want to become in the process. As you're going for that degree, as you're going for that job, as you're working for that income goal, who do you want to become once you achieve those different things? Put it out there. And if you are really proactive and you're really intentional, then you'll write that stuff down. You'll list out the different small s successes that you want to achieve in your life. And then you'll list out next to them how you want to experience yourself as you achieve them. I'm a big believer of envisioning what you want to create and putting your intention and energy behind it. So, if you want to take this to the next step, then I recommend do that. Write down the small S and write down the big S. And, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this concept of the small success and the big success. I want to hear if you agree with me or if you disagree with me. Give me some feedback. And so you can jump onto my website, MatthewBivens.com, and just shoot me a note through the contact page. Or you can look at the episode, the page on the Fireside Network where this episode's going to live, and you can just leave a comment down there. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up. We were short and sweet today, and I really appreciate you hanging out and just, allowing me to chat with you and have a conversation and try something new. I really enjoy these monologues, and my goal is going to be to pull something from an episode, some piece of inspiration probably, and then just talk about it with you, and have these sort of powerful conversations. So, again, thank you so much. Here's to you having it all. 2 quick things before you leave. First, did you know that the Having It All podcast is a part of the Fireside Network? Yep, we are one of the esteemed shows that calls Fireside Network home. That means if you ever want to listen to a show outside of iTunes or Stitcher or whatever your favorite podcasting app is, all you need to do is visit firesidenetwork.com and under shows, select Having It All. From there, you can access all the episodes, see the show notes, learn about my guests, and more. Second, I am very excited to announce that my brand new website is live. Visit MatthewBivens.com and you can learn more about me, get plugged into an accountability group, and pick up some free content like the Abundance Benchmark. I am all about helping you not only identify what your ideal life looks like, but also helping you on your journey towards it. I want you to experience more abundance and love in your life. So, again, you can find out more information about all of that great stuff at MatthewBivens.com. Thank you once more for listening to the show, and here is to you having it all.